Greetings, primitive Earth Uman. Welcome to Kerbal Space Program experimental version, pre-release 1.1. I wanted to start this video with the load screen, just to show you. I mean, this is vanilla, there's no mods, but look how quick this thing loads now. And in fact, yes, it is actually the 64-bit version of the game, updated to a more recent version of Unity. I don't know, Unity5 or something. I don't know crap about that, but the old version, or the 1.0.5 version of KSP was an older version of Unity. This is the newer version, has of Unity game engine, has an improved physics engine to it or something like that. So yes, so it's supposedly better physics, but a lot of things are optimized. And yes, a little warning here. This is just a pre-release, blah, 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 blah. Continue. Nice thing about 64-bit version is we can address all kinds of shit tons of memory. So that should be good for a game like this, where you're adding all kinds of parts and the memory gets a little bit, run out of memory for a game like this. So, but yes, better performance increases and a few other interesting little bells and whistles, which we will take a look at here. So yes, we are going to start a new game. I'd have a kind of a test version. I only played for about half an hour. We're just going to cancel. We're going to start a new game, and we're going to call this KSP 1.1 YT YouTube LP. Let's play. And yes, I'll probably will continue on my 1.0.5 version of the game. But I just wanted to give a quick look for this version here, or you let me know, those of you who are following this. Of course, this is our Cosmic Alien Overlord flag we're going to use. But yeah, let me know if you want me to start over and continue playing on this new version of the game. There are a few changes. We're going to go ahead and start our career mode. And yes, thanks, got it, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, one thing you will notice is it looks a little bit different. And, yes, we've got all these buttons. What are all these buttons for? Well, I guess they're just to control each building. The buildings are pretty small to start out with, but, you click on them, you still get the same crapper, the same stuff. But I guess these are just little helpers for, people who are new to the game. A lot of pretty cool functions. Warp to next morning is a pretty cool little thing, little button right here. So when it's nighttime, you can just warp to the morning. I find that convenient because I end up at night all the time. But yes, you can still click on them, or you can click on each of these. Gives you a little description right there and a button and a little line drawn to it. Yes, it looks a little bit crisper now. The water, they've redone the water, so up close there's all kinds of crazy reflections and stuff on there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we've got kind of mostly the same stuff we had before, but now we have this thing here. What is this? This is the KSpedia. Yeah, so some nice little sort of kind of built-in help files and things like that. KSpedia, basically you can look up all the different things. It explains all of the buttons and actions and everything you can do in the game. Locations, celestial bodies. Yes. We can see all of this information about all the celestial bodies and stuff there. Space travel. It explains how the orbits work and all that groovy stuff. Direction and inclination. Prograde, orbit, retrograde. If you've seen the last episode, you'd see we went and put a satellite orbiting the moon, and I accidentally ended up in a retrograde orbit, and we had to pretty much brute force burn to reverse back into a prograde orbit, and things like that. So yes, you can look up all the terms and definitions and all that groovy stuff in here. So this is a thing I think that they say will also be added to as time goes on with it. So, yes. So, another thing that I think they said they changed is they changed the contract system just a little bit. And one of the things that supposedly now is changed is when you start generating all kinds of contracts, the more of a certain type of contract you do, like let's say you do a couple of rescue missions, you will get more of those sort of things. On the contracts you ignore, the contracts you delete, like we can click on one here. If we click and decline this contract, it will stop giving us those kind of contracts. Of course, these first 4, I think, are required contracts. Of course, we're going to gather scientific data, and we're going to launch our first vessel. We'll accept those. We have a maximum of only 2 right now, so we'll go ahead and do them. Yes, and let's go to our vehicle assembly building. I have noticed, though, as you may just have noticed, that the sound sometimes will just kind of cut out like that. But again, experimental beta version. What you gonna do about it? Anyway, yes, Gene Kerman. And alrighty then. So, new parts and things like that. I haven't yet messed around with this in sandbox mode, in just full-on creative mode. But apparently there are some new parts. And I like to play with mods right now. We're pretty much just doing vanilla KSP, but what the hell, we'll go ahead and do some vanilla. And I think right now the first thing we want to do is just gather some science. And and I think I could do both of these contracts. Let's see. Recover or transmit any science experiment data from Kerbal. And the other one is launch our first vessel. Of course, we can gather more science once we launch into the lower atmosphere, so I think I'm going to do that separate. I think I'm going to do what I generally like to do first, is just to collect some science from the pad. And let's see, let's go to our science. The only science we got right now is the mystery goo, and I'm going to go with a sort of a 3-way symmetry here, but I'm going to hit the R button. Oh, wait a minute, first, yeah, let's just stick a goo right there. And hold Alt and grab another one, and 2-way symmetry, and R for mirror mode, which is the type of symmetry mode you normally get in the spaceplane hangar. Managed to get those guys all on the back there. And I think we can get out of the capsule while we're on the ground. We can't do EVAs yet while in space until we upgrade our astronaut facility. So this will probably do for now, and these 2 guys, I'll stick them on the side there. In fact, screw it, I'm just gonna slap one of these bad boys right on the top there, right on the roof. And the reason I'm putting 3 on there is because you can do up to 3 of these and still gather. The first one's gonna gather a lot of science, and then the second 2 are gonna gather maybe 0.8, 0.5 science. But there is usually a little science left over, once you do these things. So you can kind of repeat the experiment, a couple of times. And, I'm going to grab every little fraction of science that we can grab, just for the hell of it. Because I am science greedy. Greedy. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on here and get a crew report from good old Jebediah. And he's going to save that crew report. And here's another cool feature now. You click on a thing, and you get your little control panel here, and yeah, you got this nifty, handy-dandy, friggly-diggly little line that points to the thing that you are messing with and fiddling with at the moment. And there's also a little pin that thing to the dealio thing. So now that window will stay open. If I click on another thing, like this mystery goo, I can also pin that sucker there. I can do the same with this one, and even do the same with this one if I want. Or can I? Wait a minute. Apparently I can't with this one. Oops, it's broke. It don't be broked. But that's okay, because we're just going to go ahead and fire these guys off, and we're going to say that, as we can see, we get 0.9 science. The second one, what are we going to get? 0.3 science. And we're going to save that sucker. And we're going to observe this goo canister too. And we're going to get, you know... Oh, wait a minute, yeah. Another 0.9 science or whatever. It looks like we're just repeating the same experiment. We'll only get credit for one. But as you'll see at the end, when we complete our mission and collect our science, it will show the actual amounts we get. You know, any more than 3, you're going to get 0 science from like the 4th and any other additional goo canisters from this location. So, okay. I think we've already done our crew report, so yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and let's EVA good old Jebediah. And we'll do an EVA report. Since he is literally inches off the ground, they think he is flying, or he thinks he is flying. Because he's not too smart. Kerbals are pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. Very brave, but very dumb also. So, okay, we're gonna keep that data. And we're going to click on him. Oops. And yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Store that experiment. And we're going to climb him off of there. Oh. And he didn't fall on his butt like he usually does. And now that we're... see, there's another thing. We can just pin that so it's always there. And we'll do an EVA report from the ground. Excellent. And we'll go back and we'll hit F to climb him on there. And let's see if we can... right click on here and we'll store that experiment as well, and we'll just board him in there. So sweet. So we can review stored data. We've got the science on all of these, and then we've got all those reports. So let's go ahead and recover the vessel and see what kind of science we get from this. So we got 14 science, and we got as we can see here, the mystery goo. We got plus 3 science there. We got plus 0.7 and plus 0.2. So all 3 of those did actually yield some science. And darn near almost another whole point. Not quite. We got a 0.9, but to most of a point. And what the hell, hey, a point of science is a point of science. So, okay, we'll click next here. We got 45,000 in fundages from doing that there science. And we get 0 reputation for Jeb. But we got total 5 reputation, okay. Rootastical and Friggly Diggly and all that good stuff. So, okay, next thing I think we'll want to do is we'll do our second contract, which is to launch Jebediah up into the sky. We're going to take this thing here and slap it on, you know, in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to 3-way symmetry, and it's not really going to matter if we block the door, which we're going to end up doing with these goo canisters, because I don't think Jeb's getting out. Maybe he can still get out with these goo canisters if we land in the water. Hopefully he can get out and do an EVA report from the juice from the drink out there in the water. Otherwise, no big deal. We'll end up out there again later, I'm sure. We're going to slap a parachute on top of there, and we only got 1 engine right now, which is the Flea Solid Booster SRB. We'll slap that sucker on there. And I'm going to reduce the thrust of this thing to about maybe 20%. Oh, wait a minute. In fact, why don't we... let's save this here. Why don't we see if, I think we could probably already unlock some science. What do we got? We got 14 points. Oh yeah, we got enough to unlock both of these guys. So let's do that. That gives us our science junior material study. Gives us, the Communitron and a stacked decoupler. This gives us a few more engines. Teeny tiny fuel tank. The hammer solid fuel booster and the swivel liquid fuel booster. And we got 4.4 left. These are going to take, what? 48, about 63 points to unlock the next 3. So, okay, back to the VAB, Vehicle Assembly Building. And I think what we're going to do is, give me that. We're going to, first thing, in fact, okay. we can't click and drag, we just click it, and then, okay, then we drag it, okay, groovy. And yeah, real quickly, I'm just going to slap Science Junior on there. In fact, just like with the goo, I'm going to put 3 of them on there. And just for the boop of it, we're going to launch this sucker and just collect some material studies from the launch pad here. We'll save that. And we will save that. And they all look the same right now. But like I say, each one is going to collect just teeny tiny fraction, less data, but they will all collect, should all collect some data. Let's find out if they did. Recover that vessel, and what did we get? 7.5. We got 1.6 on the second one, and we got a measly 0.4 on the third one. So see, we've got 2 extra points of science that we got just from doing those 2 extra materials studies right there. Groovy. And alrighty. And recovered funds from recovering our stuffs there. And what do we got now? We've got 13.9 science. Not enough, I think 15 or something was yeah, look how fast these menus open up now, which is really, survivability. We need 15 science points for that. So back on out. Oh, I just love how fast and super speedy all the menus are in this now. Okay, back to the VAB. And let's get rid of these. Let's keep one of those, actually, because we're going to go into the lower atmosphere and we can do science from there. We're going to go back to our science. Grab our Mr. Goodness. And let's see. We'll go with a 3-way symmetry. Sure, and we're just going to stick these suckers. I think we can put them down here. And for all I know, they will still function when the material bay opens. We shall find out. Hopefully they will. I think they will. We're going to stick ourselves parachute on there. And then we're going to go with a stack decoupler. Pachoing. And then we're going to get our fancy schmancy new hammer engine. And I think I'm going to thrust limit this sucker down to about maybe 33%, and hopefully that's enough to give us some lift. These things, usually spew out so much frickin' fire and thrust so quickly that they tend to accelerate pretty damn fast, and I don't want to go so fast as to burn up all of our science and stuff and junk like that. So we want a bit of a more of a forgiving ascent there. Okay, and I think everything looks good. We fire the engine, we decouple, and then we fire our parachute. And I think yes. So what other, did we have any other science? We don't have thermometers yet, so we'll just go with this. And maybe a little bit of aerodynamics. What the hell? Let's have some steering capability, possibly. Put a couple of fins. These fins don't steer, they just kind of keep it stable. But we do have the reaction wheel system inside the capsule that hopefully, I think we still got Jeb. Yes, we got Jeb. We have Valentina is also an excellent pilot. But for now, we'll let Jeb get the first light here. And we're going to go ahead and just head out to the launch pad and launch the sucker. Now, the cool thing about being able to keep these windows open now and pin them is we can do that, and we can do that, because it's pretty hard sometimes to click these suckers. This one here don't want to be clicked for some reason. See, that one will. But yes, it seems, so there's kind of a glitchy little thing. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to pick this one on the back because that's the hardest one to get to, because I have to spin my view around to see it. These other two I should be able to click as I'm flying. But we want to get these guys and fire them off while we're in the lower atmosphere. and our material bay as well. And right now, I don't know if... okay, yes, of course, he's not high enough up to have to, you know, worry about... I thought maybe the altitude might consider him being in lower atmosphere, but no, he's just sitting on the pad here. And we're going to pin this too, because we're going to want to do a crew report when we get up there. And isn't that awesome? Now we can leave these menus open and we can have access to all of our part controls and things like that. So, yeah, usually I have to have a mod to do that, but excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's hit T to turn on our stability assist. And I think we're going to... What's this thing? I don't know. But yes, we're going to kind of aim towards the right here, so we can hopefully land in the water. But let's go ahead and launch. Okay, yes, a nice, slow, easy descent. And I'm just going to lean ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. And, okay. When we observe the gooness, yes, we can. And we'll observe these goos real quick. Get all three of them. Yes, 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 keep that. Observe the materials bay. We're going to keep that. We could have put 2 more of them on there, I suppose. Let's do a crew report. Swing. Alrighty, alrighty. How's our fuel looking? We've achieved the hell out of our goal. And yeah, gravity's we're sort of in a gravity turn here. And I'm holding the A key to try and prevent from, from flattening out too much there, and we're getting pretty close to running out of fuel. So, you know, this isn't a bad trajectory. In fact, I think I'm just gonna let her go. Starting to get a little bit of friction. What's our speed at? Yeah, we're just gonna get a little bit, probably about 600 meters per second. And we're gonna go ahead and let's jettison our SRB. Groove-tasticalness. And yes, 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 yes. Let's turn off our SAS and just kind of let them fly along there, and we're just gonna kind of accelerate forward. We get 18,000. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. And I think maybe we'll just go ahead and let's see, we're at 12,000. I'm going to deploy the parachute right now, just to kind of slow us down a little. It's not really going to open until we, you know, hit about 1,000 meter altitude. And we can't really steer it. I'm trying to kind of flip it so the butt side is pointing down towards the water, and hopefully this one parachute will slow this thing down enough to not destroy our materials bay. Hopefully that is. And we'll go ahead and time accelerate forward a little bit till we get to where our parachute's going to deploy. And right about now, there we go. And how much does this slow us down? I think if it gets us under 8, I think maybe 7 or 8. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what speed maybe it's 10 or 12, where the material bay will blow the bejesus out of itself if it hits it any faster than that. Hopefully it's not 6. But we're maintaining just about a 6 meter per second descent. I will time accelerate forward until we reach splashdown. And 3, 2, 1, and sploosh. And there we go. Excellent. Everything survived just fine. So we did do a crew report, so we're going to EVA Jeb, and then the first thing we're going to do is to take the data and store the experiment. We're going to EVA him here because he's over the water now. Report from Kerbin's water. We'll keep that data. We'll store that experiment. And I think we're going to plunk him into the water because he wants to take a little swim. And, yes, now we can do an EVA report from here. And excellent. I don't think we can get back on. We probably can't. But sweet, so we can kind of turn those off now. Lots and lots of science. Let's recover the vessel, which is just Jeb at the moment, since he is separated from the capsule. And what did he got? He got 3.2 science. And brings us up to a total of 28 science. And he didn't get any reputation. How come he didn't get reputation for that? That's the first flight. And okay, we're gonna click on our spacecraft all the way out here. Recover the poop out of that. Got 35 science from that, and we've got 63 science. Okay, so excellent, excellent, excellent. In fact, let's go ahead and look at a few of these. Completed our contract. Okay, we can delete that. Gather scientific data, we did that. World's first milestones. Okay, we did EVA at home. Blah, blah, blah. We did all these things. Okay, yes, yes, yes. We'll delete the poop out of those guys. And, okay, 63 science. Do we have enough now? We got 20, we got 18, and I think we just have enough to exactly do all these. So, let's see. We're going to unlock that, we're going to unlock that, and we're going to unlock that. Yeah, it leaves us 10 science left over. So, sweet. So, survivability, that's going to give us a, let's see, some radial mount drogue chutes. That looks different. There's 2 radial mount parachutes now. MK-12R. Half-size radial mount version of the MK-25. Okay. Which is, I don't know. We've got our funkadelical landing struts. We've got heat shield, swing, stability. Now we've got, of course, we've got our winglets. We've got our big boob nose cone. Yeah, we've got radial decouplers now, and much more importantly, we got the big ass thumper solid fuel booster if we need it. And we've got a fuel tank here and the Reliant liquid fuel engine. This is not the gimbaled version. The gimbaled version is the LV T45 swivel. Oh, okay, groove-tastical. So, alrighty. We can go back to mission control and look at all these contracts we've got now. We've only just done these 2, and we've got 150,000 Kerbal dinero, Kerbal money, so we can orbit, we can do a whole bunch of tests and things like that. And yes, we can haul some crap into the sky and conduct a focus observational survey. I hate these. I hate these observational survey things, so we're going to decline that. Focus observational surveys, yes, decline. And hopefully we stop getting those. And trying to decline that, and see, they keep popping up. Different companies. But yeah, actually we declined, what, 3-4 of those suckers, and we're not getting them anymore. So yes, that is the revamped sort of contract system. That looks like that's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Sometimes I like some of these haul a certain part into a certain altitude and speed and all that. They're a little bit challenging to do. I might do a couple of those. I might do some of these test things and escape the atmosphere, orbit Kerbin. Okay, those next 2 things are the ones we want to do. So let's go ahead and accept that one and accept this one. And yes, maybe we will do that in a future episode. But as for now, that's a quick look at the new and improved, massively improved and overhauled Kerbal Space Program version 1.1 on the newer, I think it's Unity5. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm wrong about a great many things, I am sure. But yes, looks great. It has vastly improved performance, even though the audio cuts out like it just did there. But yeah, so far looks pretty cool. Looks nice and crisp and beautiful, and performs like butter. So if you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more of me playing this Kerbal new version, experimental 1.1, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I might do a video on this here and there. I'm a little bit concerned about its stability, so I don't want to really put all my eggs in this one basket here. If it does become unstable, I don't want it to sort of derail this series here. But so let me know, would you rather see more Kerbal 1.1, or would you rather I continue with the 1.0.5, since we've already got some progress? I will do at least a few more episodes of that. But if you enjoyed this video, please do remember to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. You'll find that on the main YouTube page. And do all those things, or you will be probed in your bunghole. Once again, this is Alien Pet 13 signing off. Probe you later.